Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Shelly and this is Fearless at 50. So today I want to talk about how to build confidence after 50. So confidence comes from or with keeping a promise to ourselves. So it's trusting yourself. So taking those small little actionable steps to gaining that confidence. So it might be, you start walking, you want to take that walk. So maybe you want to go a certain amount of kilometers, or you start off with walking. Maybe you just do a 15-minute walk to start, and then you build up to a 30-minute walk, and then you build up to an hour walk. Like, you take those small little steps that help you get there, and it helps build your confidence along the way. Another thing is comparing ourselves to others, or comparing yourself to a younger person. Those like 25-year-olds, 30-year-olds, you look back when you were younger and you think, oh, well, when I was younger, I had more energy for this, social media, maybe you just need to, you feel too old, you don't want to post on social media because you think like nobody's going to take you seriously because, maybe I shouldn't be talking about this. It's social media. Social media is only for like the younger crowd, the younger people. Well, no, it's not. It's for of all ages, and what you post matters, no matter what your age. Confidence comes from action, not thinking. So you can think about it all you want. You can plan it. You can write it down on paper. You can put it into your phone. You can buy the things that you need to get. Like maybe, you want to start a YouTube channel. I'm just using that as an example because that's what I'm doing right now, and it's what I know right now. So you feel like you have to buy all the things, right? You need the ring light, you need the tripod, you need the perfect camera, you need the perfect lighting, the perfect place to do it. You're trying to get everything perfect before you start. And the thing is, what you need to do, or what you should do, is just take those small actionable steps to get there. So you don't need a big expensive camera to do YouTube. You just use your phone, use what you have. That can work for anything. If you're doing a workout program, you don't need to go out and buy this big expensive workout equipment to get started. You can actually just get started with just your body, like walking or doing simple exercises at home or doing yoga or Pilates. Or you don't need to go out and get all the things to get started and to build that confidence. It's just taking those small actionable steps to help you get there. What else do I have? I have a couple of things written down here. Take care of your body and your mind. So it's really important to take care of your body. Make sure that you're eating healthy, that you're drinking water, that you are exercising, that you are, trying to keep yourself and your body and your mind as healthy as you possibly can. So taking care of yourself, taking care of your body, your mind, surrounding yourself with positive people. Surround yourself with people who make you feel good, who who give you encouragement. Someone that you can sit down and talk to about your goals and the decisions that you want to make and the things that you want to do, and about those goals that you want to set, and talk to somebody who's going to encourage you to do that and maybe keep you accountable too, in a positive way. And that will also help you help you along emotionally and mentally with that. Stop talking yourself out of things. This is really big. Stop talking yourself out of things. I don't know how many times I've done that. Just, negative inner dialogue, like, oh, I'm too old to do this, or I can't get on camera because, I don't like the way that I look, or I don't like the way that I sound, or no, no, you don't. I can't go to the gym. I've done this one. I'd be at work and the girls at work are talking about, starting to go to the gym and getting a gym membership. And the first thing out of my mouth is, well, I don't want to go to the gym because people are going to be staring at me. Like I'm 52 years old. I've gained a little bit of weight. Like I'm going to have people staring at me. So I don't want to go to the gym. Or another one is, it's the younger people looking at me. Like I'm gonna have the 20-year-olds looking at me and be like, oh, what's she doing? She's like old and here she is at the gym. Like it's just all of those things. Or wanting to go to the pool. I've been thinking lately about starting to go to the pool, and for me, I don't want to be in a bathing suit. Like I don't want anybody to see me in a bathing suit. Are you crazy? Like, no. So, like I don't have a pool in my backyard. So I may not have any other choice but to go to a rec center and go to a pool, a public pool. So there you have it. Another story for me about confidence and a struggle that I had with confidence was back when this was quite a few years ago. Back in my 30s, I was in my 30s when I started this, but I loved baking, specifically like cakes and cupcakes. And I started to get on that craze of, I used to watch The Cake Boss. I don't know if you remember The Cake Boss, Buddy the Cake Boss. I would watch his show all the time. And he would give me inspiration to bake cakes and cupcakes and decorating and things like that. And I started off as a hobby because it was something that I really truly enjoyed. I loved creating. I loved inspiration of like, what kind of cake can I make today, or what flavor buttercream can I do, or I want to work with fondant and make these pretty beautiful cakes and cupcakes. I loved it and I did it for years. And eventually my hobby turned into a business and I started to sell my cakes and my cupcakes. And I got to a point where I was in this women's group, and it was a business women's group. It was a local group, not an online group, where we would get together once a month and we would discuss things and help each other out and support each other. And the lady who started the group, she actually was an editor or a publisher or something of this magazine. It was a local magazine. And she came up to me one day and she said, hey, do you want to get your cupcake business published in this magazine? And I was so excited. I was like, yes, I would love that. Like, that's perfect. I can get my name out there. This is great. Well, I did it. And I was so excited. The guy came to my house and I did up these themed cupcakes and he took pictures of them and he took a picture of me and it was great. I was so excited. And it was great when it did get my business on the map locally anyway. And I had people starting to call me. The only problem is that I was still working a full-time job. So I would come home from work and I would get a message on my phone and people, I'd have people wanting to order cakes or cupcakes and things. And I had one particular lady call me up and she was quite rude, actually. She wanted me to do a cake for her and she kept messaging me, like leaving messages on my phone. And I was at work. So when I got home, her original message was, I need you to bake me a cake. And then the next message, like an hour later, she'd call me back and say, like, where are you? I'm calling, I'm leaving you messages. Are you not open? And she really made me feel awful. Like I felt bad for her, that I wasn't home to get her message. But at the same time, I was a little bit annoyed too, because like, I work a full-time job. Like, this is out of my home. I did it out of my home to start. And I did call her back and I left a message. I wasn't rude or anything. I was very polite. And I just said, I'm so sorry I didn't get your message. But I will do your cake, absolutely. But I did tell her, like, I work full time. I'm not home to get my messages. I don't get my messages until the evening. And she didn't end up calling me back, and that was fine. But I was doing really well, but I started to become very overwhelmed, very, very overwhelmed in such a short period of time. But that boosted my confidence level, like having my business in the local magazine was wonderful. And it going to this group and being surrounded by these other business owners, these other women business owners, was so empowering, and I felt I had so much confidence. But at the same time, it was also becoming too much, and it was getting almost like too much, and I couldn't keep up with it, and I still had to work my full-time job. And eventually I ended up stopping the business. I stopped the business, I stopped doing it, and I just continued to just do it for fun and like for family members and friends and whatnot, because I had to do it that way. It was just one of those things that, you know what, it happened, and sometimes things happen, and you try and you do really, really well, and you have all this confidence, and then something happens and you say to yourself, you know what, I got to take a step back. So I did have to take a step back, but the point I'm trying to get across is that being a part of that group and starting off small in my home, just doing it for friends and family, that gave me the confidence. I started to build my confidence over time. So celebrate the small wins. Celebrate the small wins. You know, it's just, you have to take that very first step. The very first step is important. And celebrate that, you know? Like, if you're starting an exercise routine and you're starting off small, but you've noticed a difference. You're trying to lose weight and you noticed that you lost a little bit of weight. Maybe it's not your end goal of how much weight you want to lose, but you know what? You lost a little bit because you were continuously working on yourself and working on getting your body healthy and doing those exercises, and you noticed that little bit of improvement. So celebrate that. You know, celebrate the small wins. It's very important, and that's going to help your confidence level big time. Showing up consistently. That's another thing too. Showing up, keep showing up, even when you think that, you know, I'm scared today. I don't want to show up. I don't feel well. I don't look good. I don't sound good, or I'm just not on my A game today. Show up anyway. Even when you're not on your A game, show up scared. Even when you're scared, just show up and just keep consistently doing it, because when you stay consistent, that's going to help your confidence level. So I'm going to end with this question to everyone. What's one thing you've been afraid to start in your 50s? What's one thing? For me, it was starting a YouTube channel. This is the one thing that I've been so scared to do, that I've been wanting to do for the last couple of years. And I'm finally doing it, and I'm stepping into it, and I'm doing it scared. So anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you like this content, please subscribe. It really helps out the channel, and I would be happy to have you in this community. So yeah, anyway, guys, till next time, I'll see you then. Bye.